Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Courtney from Couture Plus Confidence. Today's video is going to be a DIY backsplash install. I actually did one of these videos about 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm coming back to you this year because I'm kind of tired of that one, and I'm going to update it and do something differently. So if you're interested in these kind of videos and you like stuff like this, please keep watching and hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get into the video here. This is the backsplash that I'm going to use this time around. It was $1, came from the Dollar Tree. It took a while to get here because of what's going on, so they was out of stock for quite some time, and they finally came in stock. This was a box of 50. I'm probably going to use only half of it. I could not find it in the store. I had to order it online, so it's a nice temporary fix. So I'll try this version as opposed to what I'm going to show you that I had about 2 or 3 years ago, and I did a video on that one. Please check that video out. On the other backsplash that I did. And yeah, this is really nice. It goes very well with the aesthetics of my kitchen, along with my I have dark cabinets, so this will add a nice feature to my kitchen. And the crazy thing is I saw something like this, very similar, if not the same, at a number of hardware stores and other stores as well. And they're about $7 at the time. This was only $1. So you compare the prices to that. So this is a great temporary fix, which is what I'm looking for until I figure out exactly what I want in my kitchen as a permanent backsplash. And until then, I'll just, try this one out. And then there's another one that I have my eye on as well that I also want to try. So we'll see if, if I decide to get that one and try that one out as well. So for now, I want to take you guys along with me on how I decide to install this. It should be very easy, similar to what I did before. I noticed that it has a peeled sticker right here. So yeah, I'm excited to try, and we'll see what happens. But before we get started, please hit that like and subscribe button to become a part of the channel. And I'm using my phone at the moment, so I hope the quality is okay. Let's get into this video. So if you guys remember, I did this backsplash right here about 2 or 3 years ago. And let me just move this out the way. And I wanted to come before I take it off and show you the progress of it. The current progress of it. It has not teared off. It has not moved at all. It actually is very durable. So I wanted to come and bring you the progress as it stands as of right now. And again, it's been about 2 or 3 years ago of me installing this backsplash here. And this came from the Dollar Tree, believe it or not. And it held up very well. There was no peeling at all. And it's still intact. So the one thing that I learned when I did this one is that I stopped here at the edge of the cabinet so that it's aligned to this cabinet here. But what I'm going to do when I install my new one is I'm going to bring it all the way over here to the edge so that it'll cover the full range of the wall this way. So I just wanted to come and bring you guys an update. If you were thinking about doing cheap, quick DIY project, I'll link the video down in the description box below, or I will insert a clip of how I installed it. You can go check back one of my old videos to see. It's really easy to do, and it's very cost effective. But the purpose of today's video is because it's self-adhesive wall tile peel and stick, and this is what it looks like. Really nice. And it was $1, you guys. $1. And it goes very well with my cabinets, and I have dark cabinets, so it goes very well with that. And yeah, crazy thing is I've been looking for a while. Home decor, floor decor, Home Depot, And I just wasn't able to find, I actually did find this, but in the real version of it. And I'm just, I don't know, I'm just not ready to take that step yet. I change my mind so frequently that I don't want anything so permanent on the walls yet until I figure out exactly which tile, which backsplash and tile that I want. So this is a very good temporary fix. And as you can see from here, it's been holding up. So I'm excited to try this one to see if it holds up also. And they said this is for the workbench, the tool bench area, but I'm going to use it as a backsplash. So if you like videos like this, please keep watching. And please hit that like and subscribe button and become a part of the family. Okay, let's get into it. What we're going to do is we're going to remove this part here. Now it's coming off as one continuous piece, which is great. No damage. No damage at all. There you have it. First piece done. Now we're going to install this piece here. So I wiped down the wall. I don't see any damage, physical damage, but what I do see is looks like some of the tape from the adhesive, like the sticky part. You can still see the streaks of that. For me, the first one might just be like a trial and error piece, because you just don't know. So when you open it, there's a sticky here that indicates, a yellow arrow sticky that indicates peel off from this angle. So you want to peel from this angle up here. So this is the before. So this is the before wall, blank canvas, and this will be the wall after. Oh, and you want to figure out if you want it to be this side or this side. Actually, I'm going to flip it because I'm going to use it this way. I had it this way where it was tan, brown, small tan, and then like the marble color here. But I want to flip it so that the tan, the white starts, it's thicker. And because if I do it this way here, I only have to cut less than if I turn it this way, then I have to cut more. So I can't find my razor, my straight edge, so I'm gonna have to use these scissors. So scissors and then the backsplash is all you really need. So let's see. Now this is the first piece. Let's see. here that this been cut down to size. And that yellow piece is still here. Remember, it says peel from that yellow piece, which is the bottom because I flipped it. So I pulled it up only about halfway. And then now I'm going to install it. Actually, I have to take it off because this clear piece here is in the way of me getting to as close to the edge as I want to get to. I will say the adhesive on here is different than the adhesive. It feels like it's different than this one, than the first one that I did. So the adhesive on this one is different than the adhesive on this one. I feel like this one was easier to take off. I am not so sure about this one here. So I hope this doesn't damage my wall because it feels different. So I'm getting as close to this corner over here. I want to be in that corner right there. There we go. Let's see. That's the first piece. It's on there. Now I want to test it to see if I can take it off. Here's what I noticed when I took it out of the package. When I took it out of the package, I noticed it came apart at the top. Yeah, see that? Let me move my hand. Bring it closer. Look at that. So the quality is not that great. Obviously, it's for $1, so it probably won't be. But that's the first thing that I noticed when I took it out of the pack. So I want to test to see if I can take it off without any damage still. Yep. Still removes fine. Okay. Okay, worries over. Because I was a little worried. Alright. So the first piece is in. And this is how it looks here. Not bad at all for $1. So let's continue. So what I've done is this is how it came in the package, like this. This is how it comes, right? So with mine, originally I was going to just cut these 2 rows at the top, right around here. These 2 rows here, I was going to cut it off and use So it's small white, marble, and then down. But for me, to be more, use less material, I flipped it upside down. See, here. And I just cut along the top part of here, which is this piece. And I used the rest of it, which brought me to here. And it looks like it's really easy to wipe off too, if you get anything on there. It's totally up to you which side you want to go, with the thin white or the thicker white. For me, it made more sense to use the thicker white so that I can just cut off one as opposed to 2 rows. I'm finding that it's like a puzzle. You have to figure out, you know, where to put each piece where, and how much to cut and how much you're going to need, where you want to start your pattern off, you know, things of that nature. So what I have to do is continue to take off, let's take these down. Take this backsplash off here. Finish taking the rest of this off. All of this along there, take that off, and then add the backsplash. The problem is trying to grip these corners up here. Because I have them really flushed in there. There you have it. That piece is done. Now I have my wall back, and I am going to do that piece over there that I started already. You see that? This piece right here. And this is the other obstruction I was mentioning earlier, this fire extinguisher here. I just thought about something. It's too bad that I wasn't able to, this comes off completely. Then I could have just transferred the layout to the new one. Here, I do see a little bit of the paint that came off over there, but for the most part, this is it. The great thing is, you see that I stuck excuse me, I stuck it on there, but I want it to be continuous, so I was able to take it off and flip it, pull that up and shift it if you needed to. Here's the rest of them. let me finish up and then I'll come back to you guys. So what you see me doing here is trying to figure out which side do I want to cut so that I can cut even and it's to flush against this fire extinguisher. So I'm not sure if I want to cut on the left side or the right side. I was thinking about maybe I could overlap the left side and go under, but that doesn't work because this part would be bulging out and I don't want that. And I'm also trying to figure out what can I cut and it's less, to use less material, because I'm always thinking about the material that I have. Although it's very cheap to use these items, I don't want to waste it. So at the end of the day, it's still my money and I don't want to waste it. And it takes some getting used to. You know, once I get this side of the wall done, I know that I'll be able to tackle the opposite side of the wall, which is completely longer, faster. And I'm also I'm going up against time because my daughter is asleep and I'm trying to get this done before she wakes up. So yeah, I got to figure that out quickly. So I'm thinking about cutting, instead of cutting the left, cut the right, because the left, I want to keep it the way that it is and it's nice and aligned with the next one, with the previous one. However, on the right side, if I cut it off and it's a little bit like wiggly or the line isn't as straight as possible, I always have this obstruction here to conceal that imperfection. So that's what I'm really thinking about doing, is going this way to the right as opposed to the left. I think I only need to cut about, if I cut this one off, that still leaves some. I think I only need about this. Cut that off. So I have my handy dandy scissors to cut. So I'm just going to snip it to see if this is a good cut. It looks like it is. See that? Tiny amount. Because I was thinking about cutting like here, but then I still need about this much of that. So let me get a ruler, my handy dandy ruler. I'm going to try to make it as clean cut as possible, and I'm going to cut on the opposite end just in case. I'm going to mark that with a marker. So I have my line here. So that's cut now. What's the stick? So once the stick, what I've done was just cut up until halfway and then just left the rest. So I'm not going to waste this piece. I'm just going to add it down here. Before I do that, let me see if a full piece would suffice on this end. Nope, I still gotta cut some off too on this side. Let me see, where did that piece go? It's the same amount. And it's the same amount too. So, what I can do to save myself some agony, I could put this piece here, this extra piece that I cut, up against here, trace me a line, cut, and now I have this piece over here, and then I just fill in the middle. So I'm going to test out my theory earlier, is I'm going to cut about half. I'm going to stop here and see if I can slide the other one in. So let's see. Let's test out my theory. So I only did that much because I want to test out my theory. Oh, that fits nice and flushed. So if I cut that, no, I'm going to have to cut it because I can't slide the rest of it in. So, okay, no biggie. Trial and error, trial and error. Trial and error, you hear me? Trial and error. So I see that you guys enjoy my DIY projects the most because I get the most views from those projects. So I'm bringing them back. Voila. There you have it. Nice and flushed, nice cut. Like I said, I just want to fill this little piece right here in, and this is done. Let's have a little heart to heart real quick. So although these are $1, yes, they are $1. Perfect, right? Although they're $1, you don't want to waste material. At the end of the day, it's still your money. Do not waste material. So, when you get to the top, I want to keep a nice continuous flow. Yes, again, this is not a lot of money, but I want it to look, I don't want it to look cheap. Although it is cheap, I don't want it to look cheap, and there's a difference. So with that being said, I wanted to keep a nice continuous flow. So I ended with white, the thick white. So now, because of looking at the pattern, the thick white is down here. After the thick white, there's this brown and this tan. So that's what I want to go. That's the way, the pattern that I want to continue to use. So, because I have to cut this anyway in half, I'm going to cut off this white part because I want to start with this part. That's one option that I can do, is to cut off this white part. Can you see me? Yeah. To cut off this white part here. So let's say this is not here. Start with this tan. And I'll actually end with a white at the top, if I do it that way. If I decide to do it that way, then I'll end with a white at the top, which is a short white. Let me show you. So I'll end with this row, the short white here. So if I take this off and take that off, I'll end with that. Now you don't have to do it that way. I can also just use the top part of this. You know, before when we first started, I used this, right? But then I flipped it and I installed it with starting with the thick white. But now, what you could do, what I can do is, I can just use it the way that it came, the package, which is like this. But then I would have to cut, no, I'm not gonna do it that way, because then I'll have to cut some of this white, and I wanna make as less cuts as possible. So I'm going to do it this way. So I'm going to cut this off, like I said. The piece we started with, I'm going to start with this piece, and I'm going to cut this part up here. Yeah. And what also I do know is this and this are the same measure. These have the same measurements. So whatever I do on this side, I have to do on this side. And then when we get over here, in the middle, there are no cutting because it's a straight wall with no obstructions. But then when we get to the other side of the wall, as you know, what we did before, there's an obstruction of a socket. So I have to cut around that. So yeah, let's do that. So actually I'm making 3 cuts. I just cut off this piece here. Then I'm gonna cut off this piece at the top. And then I'm gonna remember the edge here. So I still have my piece that I cut. Well, for this side, it was this, and then I'll just add it here and cut it, and it'll fit perfectly now. So don't do what I just did. Please pay attention to what you're cutting. I cut the extra material by accident. So please pay attention. Don't get overzealous like me. So that piece I accidentally cut here, I'm gonna use it over here. Let's see if we can salvage this piece over here. So okay, so this is how I'm going to have to do that. The extra piece that I had, the extra material that I had, that I cut accidentally, I was able to use it on this side, which is perfect. I'm also going to use the original strip, the extra that I had started on the other side. I'm going to use that too because this wall, this one is shorter. It's missing a row, which is missing this one. So I'm going to use this here, but at the top. So I'm going to use this. Let's get it right. I can do that full piece here and then just cut, just use 2 of these. And this is why you have scrap pieces, so you can utilize them. And in this case, I need to utilize it. So I'm going to use this one that has 3 on there. Cut off 1, because I only need 1. And slide it, oops. Slide it right underneath this piece here. And then take this strap piece here, which just fits nice and flushed right here. And then I have this wall done. What's going on with this piece? Cut it here and keep going. Let's try that. So I can keep going. See that? Let me see. Can you guys see that? Right here. That's the piece that I cut because I want it to be continuous and I can keep going. Oh yeah, that's perfectly. The only thing is, I'm a stickler about it being aligned, like with the white and the white. Let me see. Let me just make sure that that's the route I want to go. Oh yeah. Let's keep going. White, white. Okay. Okay, we good. So I'm gonna cut off. Cut off this part right here. See that? Woo, 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 woo. All right, that's perfect now. And I want to. Let me see, how far can I go up? All right, let's see if we have it. Thank you guys for staying up with me this morning to do this project, or whenever you're watching. Okay, let's see. We need to cut. Okay. Whew. I knew this was going to be work, but I didn't just know it was gonna be this much work. So here's the last part right here. So like I said, I'm going to use these on the opposite side of the wall. I want to just count how many bags I've used so far. Here's the bags. So this is one bag here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So as you can see, I only used 10 bags. 10, and I'm going to get one more. That'll be 11 bags. So this will be 11 bags with this one, and 12 panels. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. In case you needed to know. I thought I would have one bag per sheet, but apparently I clearly cut, and now I don't remember exactly what I did. I have some scrap pieces here, and yeah, so there you have it. But let's finish this last wall, and I'm going to do the other side off camera, but I'll come back and show you the finished product. So here's the piece. Here's the panel, the electrical panel. So I traced out the outlet. Now let's fingers crossed that it works. Okay, so trial and error like before, remember? Trial and error. So when I cut this, I cut it and it fits, it stays, but apparently I cut the top, this little slither right here, I cut it too much. So that's why I showed you that little piece. This is the piece here, but now the adhesive part of it won't stick. So what I might have to do is, I'm not gonna do it right now because maybe I'll have some extra when I finish the other side. And then I'll have some scraps, and then I can do this. If I do not, then I'll just redo it and use this as my template, but add this piece in there here so that I can get the perfect cut. And it will it will fix this little minor situation. This is the final look of it here. I'm actually very, very happy with the outcome. And it looks really, really good. I'm pleasantly surprised with how well it looks. Given the store that I bought it from. But I am very, very happy with it nonetheless. Nonetheless, I'm very, very happy. And given the store, I'm actually very, very impressed by it as well. So like I said, this is the area where the stove is. And this is it. Let me just cut the light up. Cut it down. I love it. I actually really like it a lot.